Sure, I started racing, off-road racing in 1989, and just had graduated college and always wanted to get in the dirt, and so I started in a limited buggy, which was a two-seat VW-powered buggy, and it was just a good way to get introduced to desert racing. And I recall, just when those races would start, and at the time it still is a pretty big class, and it's really a good way for people to get involved in the desert racing. And even in the short course racing, they have these limited buggies that are a good entry point for up-and-coming drivers. You know, you're out there and you're on the same racetrack with all the best guys in off-road racing, all the heroes like the Ivan Stewarts and Walker Evans and Robbie Gordons and Bob Gordons and all these famous off-road racers. And as a new up-and-coming driver, you're on the same track with them. Of course, they're going a lot faster, and you may see them at some point. And if you do, it's usually they're going to come up and in off-road racing, it's acceptable to slam into the back of a guy or nerf him to get him out of your way if you don't hear him coming and you don't see him coming. Yeah, now that I'm racing in the Pro 2 short course series, now I'm racing head-to-head with a lot of the legends in the sport, guys like Ricky Johnson and Jeremy McGrath and Rob McCachran, and we have a field of 20 guys that are just the top names in off-road racing that are in the Pro 2 category. And my main strengths as a racer, I'd say, are what I alluded to a little earlier, knowing that I have to have great people around me, so I do have a great team, knowing that I need to have the best equipment, and I do have a truck that is very competitive, and so all those things give us that opportunity to be successful and to race up in the front and race for the wins and race to be on the podium, and again representing my sponsors, Full Wheel Parts, BF Goodrich, MagnaFlow exhaust, Air Raid intakes, and Hypertech chips, to name some of them, Mastercraft safety. All those guys put their faith in me, and so I've learned that surround yourself with great people, and they'll make me look as good as possible as a driver. So short course off-road racing has been around for probably the last 10 to 20 years, but it really has its roots in the Midwest at tracks like Crandon, Wisconsin, and Bark River, Michigan. And for fans that know Supercross, it's like Supercross for trucks. We're on typically about a 1 mile track with lots of turns, jumps, all kinds of changing track conditions, whether it's a muddy track or a dry track. And with these trucks, we really go at it, and there's a lot of beating and banging and tons of action. And the competition that's out there in the Lucas Oil Off-Road Series is it's incredible. I mean, it's really a who's list of off-road champions, and all of those guys are super competitive on the racetrack. But we got Carl Renezetter, who's a multiple champion in off-road racing, Rodrigo Ampudia, who's a young up-and-comer, super aggressive kid, and then Rob McCachran, another guy who gets in anything he drives off-road and wins. You got these ex-motorcycle champions, Ricky Johnson and Jeremy McGrath, who were Supercross stars, winning 5 titles to 7 titles, respectively. And so these guys are ultimate competitors, and it's just like I said, it's nice to be up there and racing with them and banging fenders with them, but ultimately we got to beat them. As far as good luck charms, I'm looking for one. So if anyone has a rabbit's foot or something that'll work, I'll do just about anything at this point to have a little bit of racing luck. But it's a lot of fun. I enjoy the competition. I enjoy being competitive, and our luck's going to come our way. So we'll get there.